So here we go. The next cast of the WArno monthly tournament. This one being Keech on the right side versus Darrick on the left side. And they both play the 7th Panzer Division of the NVA. So that should be a hell of an interesting matchup. This should be a really interesting matchup between these two players. And yeah. 7th versus 7th. Let's see who can use Spezialaufklärer better. And we have Aufklärer Heavies and BMPs. This is slow start. Not having Spezialaufklärer would be a big mistake by Keech. We don't see any. Spezialaufklärers are so strong at the beginning. Here, and here, as you can see on the other side, we have 4 already. 2 in helicopters, 2 in transport. And I think that's the right choice there. Overall, Darrick, I would say, currently is one of the favorites for the title of the tournament. I think he's the highest ranked player that joined the tournament. Only Karma and Amber T above him. So, and they are not in the tournament. So, or maybe even only Karma currently above him. So with that said, it will be a tough matchup for Keech, but maybe he can do it. Maybe he can bring Mrs. Darrick to his knees. We will see how this goes in a second. It should start any minute now. It should start any minute now. T55 coming in over here. T55 coming in over here. By the way, the guy, the reason why I run ads in the breaks between, to be transparent with you guys, between matches, is first of all because it's the best position to run ads in. Also, everyone it deactivates the ads for anyone joining the stream in the match, so they don't have the ads. They just get directly to the gameplay at that point, and so it's the best way of getting rid of ads for people. If you don't want to see them, quit the stream when the ad fires, and then come back when you're back into the game, and then you shouldn't get an ad at that point. At least that is how I understand the system at the moment. So that's why I will, in tournament casts, fire up an ad in the breaks in between, so that people who join the cast in the middle don't get an ad, pre-roll ad in before. But with that said, Schilkas now coming in. Panzerjägers, Mordschützen on the other side. Yeah, it's not me being super greedy. It's just me trying to make it make ads as little annoying as possible. Obviously, though, ad revenue is still nice. So if you want to support this channel, maybe watch through the ads. But yeah, Aufklärer Heavy coming in over here. Meanwhile, Schilka's in the rear on both sides. Schilka being one of the best AA pieces in the game, for sure the most cost efficient, because it only costs 50 points. And Darrick is faster here with his helicopters. Setup I also run often. 1 Mi-24, 2 Spezialaufklärers and helicopters coming in for the center. No fighters also on the other side to contest them. Spezialaufklärer in the north also getting into good position, and there's no Spezialaufklärer for Keech, which is a big mistake in my eyes. Only having normal Aufklärers and BRDM2s. Around the heavy Aufklärers I don't think are worthwhile bringing, as you get 2 cards of Spezialaufklärers, and these are just absolutely amazing. They're just really ballers. And Mi-24 now hitting the Aufklärers over here. Mordschützen trying to come in. But the Aufklärer Heavies, well, I guess Darrick is also running them. So he's running the Spezialaufklärers, the Aufklärer Heavies, both of them in one deck. Maybe he doesn't bring the normal Aufklärers, only the combat ones. Mi-24 here, not dying to DMG fire. E-722 has arrived, but Darrick has control of the center. Is up to a +4, as he also starts with 2 of the leader T-55s, which are only 70 points currently. Schilka losing out against the BRDM here. But BRDM runs out of ammo before it can kill the Shilka, so the Shilka should be able to retaliate and destroy this BRDM. And yeah, with the early deployment of Spezialaufklärers, Darrick is able to contest this town, is able to bring in stuff here. And the Su-22 misses completely with its HG bombs. Shilka will be able to deal some damage to it. MiG-21 AA fighters on the way as well. Su-22 HE of Darrick, at least, also not hitting. With drive on the way to maybe try to get to the Shilka. Shilka versus Spähwagons once more. These might be able to finish it off. Meanwhile, over here, Keech tries to push in, but there's a lot of Recon infantry in front of him. We'll try to prevent him from getting in here. And the Aufklärer heavies, unlike the Rochwetka heavies, bring RPGs, so they are capable in dealing with something like a T-72, for example, as well. Shilkas now have arrived in the middle for Keech as well, but he's lacking the infantry now, as most of his infantry here got already killed off. And his T-72 is pretty much alone there. He needs reinforcements around. But as Darrick broke through in the north, infantry needed to come in there. And it looks like Darrick is really living up to his role as the favorite in this game, in this match. With Keech trying to bring in reinforcements here, but not quite able to do so just yet. T-72 got killed over here. T-55 is rolling forward. Darrick is ticking already, and Keech is in a lot of trouble. T-72 coming around over here. MiG-21 flying around above him. Pioneers and Spezialaufklärer got rid of all the infantry here already, as they're high-level veterancy. More Pioneers for Keech trying to come in to help out. But infantry time to kill is really brutal in this game. So if you get a good position, the enemy, and you can hit the enemy's infantry there, infantry fights snowball quite quickly. Mi-24s and Mi-8 retreating here to resupply for the next fight. So far no supply trucks around though, to give them capabilities to fight against again. But the T-55's really doing a good job here. And I would recommend, if you play 7th, to use them at the moment, because they only 70 points currently. Will most likely be changed next patch. But till then, these are really worthwhile bringing. The cheapest leader you currently can get in this game. Darrick, +4, continues to take. More reinforcements coming in here. Spähwagen coming in for Keech, trying to go for the middle. T-72 trying to come up here, but he needs infantry. Tries to move over his recon units here. Bringing in a leader unit to reduce the tick at least slightly. But more infantry for the town coming in here for Darrick. And these pioneers don't have any anti-tank capabilities. T-55 is out of position. So Darrick will be able to bring in these Mod-Schützen next to the pioneers at least. Where they should do somewhat fine. 3 of them would be able to easily deal with the Spähwagons with their RPGs. Well, actually all the RPGs miss in the first shot. The pioneers already killed off. Spähwagons now being killed off as well. More pioneers coming in here for Keech. But the position for Darrick already really good. Su-22 coming in here. Trying to hit the target. Getting a good kill. Good job there by Keech with the Su-22. But he's still in a world of pain in the center. And he's still struggling in the north. And Darrick is ticking already. Supply truck now coming in. Because one of them, yeah, this one will go up the hill to resupply the Mi-24s. Spähwagen leader will try to come around here. But there's the T-55 that most likely will just one-shot it. Ooh, misses the first one, but still has line of sight. And the second one is the charm. Gets the hit there. And Keech is just in such a big trouble. Pretty similar to Sir Inferno versus Mr. Bowser from previous series we casted. Keech in similar level of trouble. Mudschützen rolling in over here. Could be quite capable as well. Is it back to no taking it all for now? Pioneer leader already on the way to the south. The leader on the way to the center for Darrick? Not yet. Leader trying to get to Juliet for Keech. Also engaging the Spezial Aufklärer in the north with his Aufklärer, the RDM. But there's still infantry here for Darrick. Darrick also got rid of the T-55, moving his own one up now. So the Schilke has to be careful. And more Mudschützen and Panzerjäger trying to get into the town. More T-55s as well. So Darrick has control of the key points. Center and the entrance to this town. Making it really, really, really tough for his opponent here. Rehwagen 40 P2 comes in. Might make it for a short while a +2 for Keech, as the Pioneer Führer here hasn't unloaded yet. So Keech at least will get a couple of points here, but he won't get too high, as the Pioneer Führer here should unload any second now. And Darrick now also brings in the leader for the center. With that he will have a +3. He might also be able to bring in the leader into this flag by now and contest it and make it a +5, similar to what we saw with Bowser. And Keech only getting 32 points before Darrick unloaded his leader over here, as currently leaders in transport don't control points anymore, like they did before. But now it's actually Darrick who is hunting the leader unit over here, who goes back to a +2, already at 900 points, nearly the halfway there. And I don't think we will see the end of the time limit in this match, as Darrick is in such a commanding position here. Just a better start, using Recon quite a bit better. And yeah, the forward deployment is absolutely key in this game. And you have to use good Recon units to get a good position in the game, especially with spotting enemy units in defensive position being so hard, because of that, getting an advantage in the where you can position your units at the beginning of the game is just really vital and one of the biggest assets you can get yourself at the beginning of the game. Mudschützen here getting eliminated by the Mudschützen of Darrick. Leader coming in here will make it at 0-0 for a second, but then these Pioneer Führers will come out and will change it over to a +3 for Darrick again. Here we go. Center point gets captured by Darrick. This T-72 will go too deep again. Will run into all of these units over here. And the leader is on the way for the northern flag as well, which will make it a +5 for Darrick. T-22 not really hitting with its HE bombs as well. Schilke here is dangerous for the Su-22. Not quite able to get the kill though. But more BMP ones rolling in over here. MiG-21s in the rear. Pioneer over here is getting hit by the Mudschützen. Mudschützen should be able to get the kill. That's more Mudschützen. And BMPs are rolling forward. No, I'm not playing in my own tournaments. I don't think that's good taste. Yeah. I will play in the Steel Division 2 tournament relatively soon. Yeah, not playing in my own tournaments. Only organizing them. Mudschützen moving forward here. Getting pinned down though, as there's a lot of units firing at them. And yeah, this game is really quick, really snowbally, thanks to the stun mechanic as well. And Darrick is up to a +3, is really heavily up in units as well. KD must be absolutely one-sided. And with Keech running out of forces more and more, This game is getting closer to a final stand and final win for Darrick. +5 now. 1,205 points already. And now taking 5 points every 1.5 seconds. SU-22. SU-22 trying to come in. MiG-21. AA on the other side. Another one. MiG-21. Not quite able to get the kill. Not the most agile plane. So they try to struggle to try to catch Su-22s. But the Shilka might help out. Yeah, gets one of them. The Spreewagen even got a supply truck in the rear here. Now also engaged the Spreewagen over here. With the supply truck, Celtic for sure can kill it, even if they run out of ammo. But I don't think they run out of ammo before they get the kill here. And it will be a +7 in a second now for Darrick. And with that, you go to victory really, really quickly. Some units moving forward here as well. And as I said, in the first weeks, or at least in the first week, hopefully not in the first 2 weeks, but in the first week, we might see more one-sided matchups, as the Swiss format needs time to adjust. But with every week, the matchups should be fairer and fairer and closer and closer. And as you get always matched against people with similar standings as you in the Swiss format, so in the after the first week, you will, if you lost, you will play against someone else who lost in the first week, or if you won, you will play against someone who won, and it just will get more accurate and accurate. Like in week 3, if you won 2 and lost 1, you will play against someone who also won 2 and lost 1, and so on. So matchups should get better, because yeah, this one and the first Bowser game were a bit one-sided, but not worried about the upcoming weeks. I mean, as I said, Darrick is the best player, so no shame to lose to him. And I don't think Keech did too badly in the first, like after the first setup. In the 3 minutes or 4 minutes after, he did quite okay. But as I said, he messed up his starting position, and yeah, now lately he also just got somewhat outclassed here. And Darrick just has so many forces now that he can really snowball this game to victory, being at a +7. They have 1 match per week. We have 5 weeks of matches, like 5 rounds. And so they have 2 games. They have to play 2 games per week in 1 match. So we have 15 matches per week with 30 players, with 30 games played per week, as it's always 2 games played. And in this first one, in this first game of this match, Darrick gets a decisive victory. Hopefully Keech can, in game number 2 at least, make it closer. I'm not too optimistic that he can take game number 2, but maybe he can have a better starting setup, because yeah, this was kind of one-sided. But as I said, Darrick, yeah, me versus him, I'm pretty sure would have looked somewhat similar, as he's just such a good player. With that said, I will see you in a second with game number 2. And yeah, running in ad break again to get rid of reroll ads for the next 40 minutes. So here we go. Game number 2. Keech on the left, on the right side this time. Keep Darrick on the left. But they switched sides, so did we. So that our results up top are on par. Darrick coming from the left, Keech coming from the right. And they also changed divisions a bit. Keech now coming in with the 5th Panzer Division. Darrick stayed with his 7th Infantry Panzer Division. He also stayed with the same setup, I think. 2 leader T-55s, 5 Aufklärers with heavy transport in the middle, 2 Spezialaufklärers, and helicopters, 2 normal Spezialaufklärers. So he seems to have optimized this setup already. I mean, he plays a lot of ranked. He plays a hell of a lot of ranked, so not too surprised by that. On the other side, we see some Gepards, see some Panzer Grenadiers, a couple of Aufklärers. But once again, I think the issue here will be not enough Recon to actually contest the Recon forces of Darrick. So, I'm not optimistic for keech in that regard either in game number 2. And I hope if you're watching this as a player of the tournament, you take this with you. Our Recon fights currently are super important, and you need to bring more than this to the starting setup, to the starting phase for the Recon fights. This is not enough. I'm pretty sure. We'll see how it goes, but not really optimistic here for the Aufklärers. Consequently is behind it. Let's see if he tries to go for a similar setup that Darrick went for in game number 1. Nope, not trying to enter Foxtrot. Aufklärer heavies coming in here. Motschützen, BTR. Coming in over here. Alouette. Finding there. Consequentiers rolling in. 55. I'll try to get down here. Capturing this one. The other one capturing hotel. And we got once more defensive setup of keech. Alouette coming in here. Aufklärer doing it the exact same, now just on the other side. And the Aufklärer of keech is not in position to stop them. Aufklärer going actually really deep. If the Aufklärers would have gotten here, they might have been able to get the kill there against the transport of Darrick, but they went to a different position. So the Aufklärers are able to get in there. Now able to fire onto the Aufklärer. Should be able to kill them, but they move further forward. Pioneers with Armbrust at least get into the building. Aufklärer engaging normal Aufklärers over here. Leopard coming in. A lot of infantry again for Darrick up north. And the same or similar setup in the center. 2 Spezialaufklärer, 4 Aufklärer heavies and BMPs. And Panzer Grenadiers are the first unit to arrive here. But that is after the forces of Darrick already have settled in. Ooh, these bombs also going for the Spähwagen instead of the infantry. Big mistake for the Tornado there. Not the cheapest plane, 175 points. So significant investment there by keech. Meanwhile, Darrick is moving in somewhat in the north with his Spezialaufklärers and his Motschützen. Against only a couple of Panzer Grenadiers. Spezialaufklärers already got rid again of the Armbrust Pioneers. Was that a new one? No. Still the same one. Not quite sure what it is trying to achieve back here. Feels like it will not work out for it. 1v1 fight, but out of missiles now against the MiG-21, but MiG-21 still has some. Well, Tornado is the more agile plane, so it actually might be able to get the kill here with its Mauser. Ah, not quite. The enemy plane gets out. Darrick, auto +4 though, in a good position over here. In an okay position over here. Killing off all the infantry of keech there. Keech not pushing in here, getting stopped over here. As, yeah, Recon forces are 100% vital currently. They are really, really vital. Panzer Grenadiers rolling in for the northern fight. But I'm not too optimistic that they will be able to dislodge this. You kind of need the Flammenpatrone Pioneers here. But it doesn't seem like keech has put them in his deck. Because otherwise you should use them from the start for this town fight. Up here. Or that potential town fight. And well, Leopard 2 is getting hit by BMPs. They don't do too much damage, but Spezialaufklärer from the side might be able to do quite a bit. And Chilka should be the end of this Tornado. Yeah, Tornado stayed away way too long. You want to use it for its bombs, not for its Mauser gun. It just prolongs its reload for too much. Should have gotten out there quite a long time ago, especially as it was already damaged. But keech kept it around and got punished for it. So Darrick is leading up here now. More Aufklärer heavies rolling in. Leopard 1 will engage the Sperrwagons in the north. Gets the kill on one. Mudschützen down to 1 hit point. Doesn't quite get the other one just yet. But that at least is a good position, but Panzergrenadiers already got smoked once more. And Darrick is trying to get more infantry into this. Mudschützen beating the 5th Panzer Division's infantry quite hard. More Panzergrenadiers coming in. They have 3 veterancy, so you can bring them with quite... Like, usually you want to upwet your infantry by 1, so that they still have somewhat good availability, like going from 8 to 6 or from 9 to 6 availability. And on the highest level it usually is not worth it, like from 8 to 4 or from 9 to 3. You don't want to go 2 stairs up, but they already come with 1 level of free veterancy, like they come on veterancy baseline with 9 availability, so going to elite only brings them down to 6. So it's really worthwhile doing that, and with that the Mudschützen just absolutely shred. And Darrick is getting closer to a victory here once more. A lot of good trades here. Keech not finding any good ground to fight on. And that's, as I said, once more, mostly down to the recon play of Darrick just being so much better. Panzergrenadiers try to come in here in the rear. Infantry of Darrick completely controlling the town. Aufklärer also doing really well over here. And Darrick now also bringing in quite a lot of T-55s. 4 of them. Really cheap tanks. Rolling in through the forest here. Get to the front line. Over here. Itself up there is getting hit up by the modded 1A3. But it's not the one with the Milan, so it can't really deal with the BMPs. Leopard still quite damaged. Grenadiers moving in. Aufklärer heavy with its RPG. Gets rid of the modder. Looks trying to help out with its 20 mil. On top. Giving it the best. Try to deal some damage to the Aufklärer heavy. The Aufklärer heavy at least might go down, but Darrick on the way to a +7 here. As he gets another leader in the center. 55s. Getting closer and closer to the front line. T-55 around here. Leopard 2 will at least pin down the Spezialaufklärer. These Aufklärer heavies might have been able to get a side shot on here though. Leopard has to be careful. Somewhat low on hit points. Looks coming in, and the +7 will finish the game real quick if Keech is not careful. That brings in the leader down here and up in the north, which at least should reduce it to only a +3. But Leopard goes down over here. Another Leopard trying to disengage. But the +7 for now is ticking. Darrick already over the 50% mark for victory. Getting some Aufklärer heavies around here as well. Not quite able to ambush the Pioneers just yet with their RPG. But the next unit moving by here might get hit. The infantry plop of Keech. Oh, he actually has Flamper drone infantry. I'm not sure why he didn't bring them out earlier. They should have been here earlier. Because they are quite effective against infantry like this, but his infantry in here also just gets stunned up. Darrick at the +5 now. And already at 1,200 points. Okay, in a world of pain. Aufklärer getting eliminated as well. His infantry plump over here got destroyed. And just nothing is working out. Aufklärer is also now getting closer and closer here. Not quite having a line of sight outside of this forest, so the Pioneers will go by one more time. But Darrick has a firm grip on the center. He's also bringing in more and more reinforcements into the north. Another heavy reinforcement package coming in here with these Mudschützen. Pioneer Führer on the way as well. And this is not looking hot for Keech whatsoever. of Clever over here. Get the ambush onto the Ambrose Pioneers transports. Another Leopard coming around. Well, you have to consider that this is played with a time limit. Mishure man. So unlike the current ranked, which should be soon with time limit as well, with a 40-minute time limit, you can build a deck that just has to fit 40 minutes. So leveling up and like putting veterancy on your units is quite a bit more viable than in a game without time limits where you have to be ready for a grind. So with time limit you can experiment a bit more with veterancy and giving your infantry veterancy, because they only have to get you over 40 minutes, and you can be a bit more free in what you want to vet up and so on. Might not even have to worry about if it's the most efficient availability curve, as long as you have enough stuff to get you over the 40 minutes mark, which I really like. You can also maybe up vet a tank that goes only like 6, 4, 2 up to 2 now, because you only need enough stuff in your deck for 40 minutes and not just be about like, oh yeah, having the most card efficient unit. Like, card efficiency still matters in the big picture, but in the smaller picture you could also now be slightly card inefficient and still have it work out. That's why I like time limit as well for deck building. I think it makes deck building more interesting as well. The time limit plus phase system would be my absolute love. I mean, we had it in Steel Division Normandy, but in Steel Division Normandy, cards on the other side were super limited to phases. But yeah, Steel Division 2 system with time limit. Oh my god, that would be the perfect fit for deck building. Like, would make deck building so interesting. Meanwhile, Darrick here is struggling. Yeah. I mean, Darrick is one of the best players of the game. I'm pretty sure you can make most of us look like noobs. Yeah, and Keech has to experience this here in week 1. He was the one with the unlucky draw of having to face Darrick. And Darrick really is showing why he is up there in the ranked ladder. It's not just grind, but it is also skill. It brought him there. Going over Keech here quite heavily. MiG-21 lying around, and +5 is happening. Tornado cluster coming in, gets a hit on a T-55, at least a bit better KD there. Oh no, Tornado stays around though, so the Shilka most likely will kill it, and that's not a better KD. Yeah, Tornado in a lot of trouble. The other Shilka also coming up, and I think that's the end of this Tornado. Oh no, it survives for now. And will not come back till the end of this game, because the +5 is getting really close of getting Darrick over the finish line. And securing him the first victory in week 1 as well, which was to be expected. But yeah, he still had to prove it, and he kind of proved it. 2 really clean games out of Darrick. Not many mistakes. Just clean setup at the beginning, clean follow-up, keeping the pushes where he needed them to push, no heavy overextension, and the KD will be really one-sided once more. But as I said, not a big shame for Keech losing against the heavy favorite for this tournament, I would say. We have 2,900 to 1,600. Keech at least with a slightly better KD, but still getting finished off in 13 minutes here. GGVP to Darrick, securing his first victory here in week number 1. And giving us a second game to put in, a second result to put in into the match arena. So Darrick and El Bowser currently leading the tournament with the standing of 1 victory with clear 2 points for them versus Infernos and Keech at -2 points and 0 score. And everyone else, for now, in the middle. But hopefully that will change throughout the week, as they have till Sunday to finish these games. At Sunday at midnight, the next week will begin, and everyone who hasn't finished the game will get auto-resolved at that point, so that we can have a new setup. Yeah, with that said, we had 2 lovely casts, we had some lovely games as well today. I hope you all had quite a lot of fun as well.